Hello everyone and welcome back to another edition of Blueprints and Banter. I am your host Steve Cona, President and CEO of ABC Florida Gulf Coast Chapter. And today we are joined by our very special guest who filled in for me on the last podcast, our Vice President of everything here at ABC, Laura Gross. Welcome.
Thank you, Steve. Happy to be here.
Yep. So today we are talking about kind of a recap. We are in the middle of 2026. Can you believe it?
Time is flying.
And so let's talk about what we've done so far and then what is left to do in this year. So let's talk about, what we did at the beginning of the year, the type of events, how we did on membership, like what are we doing this year?
Yeah, I feel like we've been already super busy. It feels like the year's over, but also we're only halfway through. It's been a grind. We've had, event-wise, we've had Toast of the Year, we've had membership appreciation, we've had 2 of our 4 golf tournaments already, our fishing tournament, and our 2 largest events, which are the 2 tabletop events, one in Fort Myers and one in Tampa.
And don't forget our crawfish boil.
And our crawfish boil. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I forgot. It's my favorite.
It's the hardest working ABC event that we do.
But it's the best. It's the best. Yeah, we've been, nonstop busy. Obviously, with the growth that we've continued to have year to year, we have to do more events. We've done 2 Sarasota events already. We've done 2 Lakeland events. We've obviously had a ton going on down in Fort Myers. We've done our Gainesville event. So it's just been nonstop since January.
So as far as events go, what do members have to look forward to? Starting where we're in July. So July to December, we're still going to keep our foot on the gas.
Still going to keep our foot on the gas. We've still got a lot of our kind of flagship events left. We still have 2 golf tournaments, one in September down in Fort Myers, and then another one in October in Tampa. We've got Oktoberfest. We've got more membership appreciation, more Sarasota events, more Lakeland events. Our cigar social, our chili cook-off, our clay shoot, and then of course our holiday parties. Yeah. And then YP events, Women of ABC events. There's something for everybody.
Yeah. Let's kind of put all of our events into perspective. How many events do you think we do in a year?
I think when we counted last year, we did 60 or 62 events. So 52 weeks out of the year.
Yeah.
That math is mathin'.
Yeah. The team is busy almost every week.
Yeah.
But let's talk about, so we did do some really good legislative work this year. We passed a permitting reform bill in Tallahassee, which strengthens private providers. We went to Washington, D.C. this year, and Washington is a crazy place. But we were able to make some strides there for the industry. We look forward to all the legislative victories that are going to come out of that, but also we have elections coming up.
Right.
And that's going to be a big deal for us. So we have already started interviewing candidates, and in the very near future, look for all of our endorsements that we're going to send out.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, this month too, we'll have our state convention, which the 5 ABC chapters in Florida will come together and we'll decide on what our legislative priorities are for 2027.
Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned the state convention because at the state convention is where we have our planning conference. And at that planning conference is where we decide as an industry, the members come together and they decide these are the problem points, these are the challenges our industry is facing, this is what we need you to go to Tallahassee and fight for. So we're excited about that. We should have an update on what our goals and agendas are. Probably in the next couple of podcasts we'll go over that. But the year is going by super fast.
Super fast.
Yeah.
Super fast.
I'm hoping that we're going to be starting on a raised stadium.
Yes.
That's ongoing, and by the time this podcast is out, hopefully we have some good news on
hopefully.
We are building a stadium, but we have so much other work that's going on. We have members who are building the USF Stadium. We have members who are building the new airside at Tampa International Airport. We have members who are doing work in Fort Myers and Sarasota. So in all, the Gulf Coast continues to be super busy.
It really does, and there's areas that are starting to become a little busier.
Right.
Ocala, there's a lot of work going on. Sarasota continues to expand. There's a lot going on in Polk County as well. So, across, the whole west side of the state, it's nonstop.
Yeah, it feels like all the action's on the Gulf Coast right now. Other areas are booming, but we still have such a variety of people that are coming, moving here. So it's nonstop.
It's nonstop.
So let's talk about, I think one of the things members should probably know is the amount of calls we get from either out-of-town contractors who are looking to partner with good subs, who are following clients. Like, what are some of the things that when people call the office, what are they looking for in our members?
I mean, a lot of it is just kind of new connections and building those new relationships. You mentioned, obviously, a lot of companies moving to the market, but I think that with the amount of work, our contractors have to have new relationships, need to make new partnerships. So they're really looking for who are those new people in the market, how can they get to know, or new companies coming in saying, how can I get in front of the members to let them know what we do and who we are. That seems to be a lot of it. And of course, it continues to be, we're looking for people. We're looking for good people. We need project managers. We need estimators. We need superintendents. We need helpers. We need all the things. So it still continues to be that relationship piece that we're trying to kind of bridge the gap on.
And since we're in July, it is peak time when we're talking about workforce and people looking for people. Our apprenticeship program really starts kicking off in July, August, and then our school year starts at the beginning of September. So let's talk about kind of some of the offerings that we have from an apprenticeship standpoint.
Yeah, so I mean, we have a true apprenticeship program, which I think sometimes, you know, that word apprenticeship kind of gets tossed around a little bit. We run a true apprenticeship program in the skilled trades. So we've got about 8 skilled trades that are running right now, but we have the ability to do more. We really have the ability to add any trade to our apprenticeship program. We've got some companies that are doing in-house training on trades that we don't specifically offer as a whole in our program, but electricians, plumbers, sheet metal, sprinkler fitters, I mean, any skilled trade that is out there that is needed for a building to get built, we are providing that training through the apprenticeship program.
Yeah, and we don't have just one option for contractors. So depending on the contractor situation, so whether they have the capacity to do in-house training, we could actually be the sponsor, provide support. There's all sorts of different ways in which
100%.
Yeah, people,
Yeah.
and let's talk about maybe some of those ways.
Yeah, so I mean, of course we have just our, you know, I always call it our traditional model, which is companies send folks to our program, classes are at night, they work during the day, classes are at night at the Hillsborough College campuses. But the in-house program has started, or the in-house offering, I'll say, has started to be, I think, a little bit more of a viable option for contractors, especially if they have a lot of apprentices. So essentially, we do everything. They just provide an instructor, we give them the curriculum, but they're training their people in their facility on the way that they do things as a contractor.
And we, as an apprenticeship provider, we're actually able to get them the state certifications that they need.
Yeah, I mean,
in
they
their
do
industry.
essentially everything that the other apprentices are doing that are coming to class. They're just doing it at their company, but they're getting the exact same certifications. They don't miss a beat. They get the exact same credentialing and the same support that our traditional model does as well.
And let's talk about some of the other things that we could provide for in-house. So for example, drywall, for example. So if we have a company out there that wants to do some drywall training, we actually have the curriculum that we can hand over and let them do the training for themselves.
Yeah, I mean, using NCCER has been huge. I think they have, 72 crafts available with their curriculum. So any member company, regardless if you need apprenticeship or you just need task training or craft training, we have the ability to provide that resource to you so that you can train your folks.
Yeah. So we talked about workforce. Let's talk about like what we're kind of doing on a more kind of, project management, superintendent type of training. We've had some really good conversations. We're not ready to announce them quite yet, but we are going to do some really quality superintendent training before the end of the year. That's the plan.
Yeah, and that seems to be, that seems to be one of the pieces of the puzzle that we haven't quite figured out until recently. And it's a big need, right? I mean, companies are hiring constantly and everyone's so busy they don't have time to train. So I think when we can get our hands around this project management and the superintendent training program, I think it's going to be huge for the members because it's going to give them a local avenue to train their folks.
Yeah, and we just also partnered with ABC National to do the Project Management Institute here. So they've done 1 week already, and they're doing another week this month. So it is very intensive.
Very, very intensive. That's a good word to use.
But everyone seems to enjoy that. So we're looking to maybe expand in that perspective. Obviously, Next Gen continues to be a great leadership development program for our industry, and that class is going to kick off in September as well. We haven't picked that class yet, but
Nope. But interviews are happening and applications are done and interviews are happening, and the selection will announce that at the beginning of August, the new class.
So what else are we missing? So we talked about everything. I don't want to leave safety for last, but I think it's important that, as busy as everyone is, it's important that, and safety has always been the number one issue for all of our contractors to ensure that their workforce is safe. What kind of programs do we offer from a safety perspective?
Yeah, I mean, similar to apprenticeship, we really can get a company whatever training that they need. We continue to offer to just the membership as a whole, OSHA. We just did a Spanish OSHA 10, CPR first aid, ICRA, working on getting an ACA training on the books as well, crisis communication, really, and any of those little pieces, that the members need. But we have the ability, if a company has a need, to provide you a resource to have that training done. I still think that the STEP program is something that more and more members should take advantage of. It's a self-evaluation tool, and it really helps the company to know kind of where their pitfalls are when it comes to safety, or just as a checks and balances to make sure they are doing the things that they're supposed to be doing or that they say they're going to do.
Yeah, and I think one of the best practices for STEP is you fill out the STEP evaluation, you figure out where some of your shortfalls or challenges are, and then you contact us and see if we can help fill those gaps.
Right. And we didn't mention it, but it will, in October, we will open Excellence in Construction applications for the awards for 2027.
Our favorite
time. It feels like it never ends. But STEP is a component of that EIC application as well. So if companies are planning to submit projects for Excellence in Construction, STEP is points that you can leave on the table if you don't complete that application.
Yeah, so it's better to just get your STEP application in now.
Might as well do it.
And you just go to our website and go to safety and click STEP, and you can fill out the application. And it probably takes about 30 to 35 minutes to fill it out completely. And
we have, our safety committee, we have folks available that can help a company who's never done it before, make sure that they're doing it, one, so they know what they need to compile before they submit to speed up that process, but also if they need any assistance filling out the application, we have folks that can help with that as well. Yep.
So let's talk about, from a membership perspective, how can we continue to bring in the best contractors into our association? What help do you need to bring in some of the best members of our contractor members in the state?
I think we're, as a chapter, from a chapter perspective, we're doing all the things to recruit the right members and have the right companies involved. I think that members telling their story to companies who are not part of ABC is really the impact that we need to continue to bring in the right folks and continue to grow the association and grow this chapter specifically. It's easy for me to say, like, these are all the things that we do and this is why we're so great, but it hits different when it comes from another member. So members that are working with good companies, encourage them to be part of ABC, encourage them to get involved with our chapter. There is something for each piece of their organization, so that they continue to grow in this region.
Yeah, and I think one of the key things too is, like, if you're on a job site and you see, because of the amount of work that we have, you have a lot of contractors who are stepping up to do bigger projects.
Right.
And when you do that, it's a different kind of ballgame.
Right.
So you need more resources, and I think that's where we can be very helpful.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think if a general contractor is out on a project and they have a sub that is struggling in some aspects, but they know they have the potential to be great, that's where maybe a membership with ABC can be very beneficial for them.
Yeah, no, for sure. So, it is fast and furious.
Fast and furious.
I
don't know why we keep doing it.
Yeah, it never stops, because, I think we're glutton for punishment, or we just love it too much.
Yeah.
I guess that's what it is. No, but we're happy to work in an industry like this where everything is fluid, it changes, and it's always something that, developing people is something that we value, and that's what we see. I think the members who are longtime members of ABC know that we're partners with them in developing their folks.
Absolutely.
So we're excited about that. Well, that concludes this edition of Blueprints and Banter. We look forward to seeing you on the next one. So tune in, like, and subscribe to us on all your favorite podcast streaming platforms, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Take care.